Galina Mezentseva, prima ballerina of the prestigious Kirov Ballet of St. Petersburg, Russia. One of the truly great stars of ballet, not only in Russia but in the world today. As the brightest star of the Kirov Ballet, she has received the honor as prima ballerina of dancing all the ballet premieres at the most prestigious stages, such as Grand Opera, La Scala, Royal Opera House, Lincoln Center, Kennedy Center, and many other theaters all over the world, representing the best of Russian ballet for well over a decade. She has received the highest praises of dance critics and the press for her outstanding performances and other contributions to the world of ballet. During her career at the Kirov, now again called the Mariinsky Theater, she has danced the entire Kirov ballet repertoire. Her outstanding talent has been recognized by the highest cultural award Russia can bestow, People's Artist of Russia, and also recognition in the West by winning the gold medal at the International Ballet Competition in Japan. Galina has a depth of experience, which is not just her own training at the Vaganova Ballet Academy and the Kirov Theater, but the hundreds of years of the Kirov tradition, and it passes itself on. Galina brings maturity of artistic presence and vision, and it is a very immediate way of informing and helping the younger dancers. Her international reputation and strong experience with the Kirov Ballet will greatly benefit us all. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Galina in this educational ballet video designed especially to acquaint you with the teaching method of classical ballet. The Russian method was founded by Agrippina Vaganova and developed by her pupils into a predictable and systematic approach to ballet education. This educational system has been carefully preserved and passed from generation to generation, from foot to foot. Olga Moiseeva, one of Vaganova's pupils, was Galina's teacher and coach for almost 20 years at the Kirov Theater, thus placing Galina in the historical, educational, and traditional lineage of the Russian method of classical ballet. Just like Olga Moiseeva, Galina Mezentseva is also a top graduate of the Vaganova Ballet Academy, one of a few invited into the classe de perfection, and one of a few to move directly into the principal position with the Kirov Ballet. The Russian ballet education system has produced nearly all of the great ballet stars of our time. The Russians are understandably proud of their centuries-old tradition in classical ballet, as well as their consistently superior performances in this beautiful art. They consider it a very significant part of their cultural heritage. And as it says in Dance Now magazine in London, Galina Mezentseva embodies what she has to give: 250 years of ballet history, a living museum of styles, a tradition of teaching as well as performing. Galina and I deeply believe that it is extremely important to preserve and to share this true and precious information with others, especially in the West. Now through this video series, we have an opportunity to see a truly great artist demonstrating a ballet lesson. But before we show you the demonstration lesson, I feel it is important to give an overview of the teaching method, as well as an explanation of some terminology. For example, the difference between ballet and classical ballet. A ballet is simply a theatrical presentation and can be in any style, such as modern or jazz. But classical ballet is determined by repertoire, such as Swan Lake, Giselle, or Sleeping Beauty. The most difficult movements are found in these classical ballets, and specifically the classical pas de deux, which is a choreographic poem in 4 parts. The movements are physically demanding and require a great deal of attention to detail. Now I would like to explain what the teaching method of classical dance means. The most difficult movements are found in the classical pas de deux, or choreographic poem in 4 parts. The adagio is the first part. The second part is the male variation. The third part is the female variation. And the fourth part is the coda, or the ending. The achievements of the Russian ballet school are those discovered by the great Russian teacher Agrippina Vaganova. This is not just another method, but the teaching method of classical dance. Vaganova's systematic and analytical approach to teaching enabled an absolutely coherent and not one whit arbitrary system of teaching to be born. It is based upon the laws of physics and biomechanics. It is scientifically based and physiologically sound. Classical dance is characterized by flight or aerialness. It could be synonymous with Allegro work, and adagio work is simply Allegro performed in slow motion, and the point work is Allegro adapted to point. Agrippina Vaganova analyzed this Allegro, or the jumping aspect of classical dance. She discovered that the real task in teaching classical dance or ballet is the gradual instruction of the development of the essentials and the ramifications of those essentials, and putting together the pieces of the variations and adagios of classical dance. Teaching method and the knowledge of how to use it is how to break down the most difficult movements or jumps in the big poses. If these big jumps in the big poses are attempted before the body is ready, then injury will occur. Vera Kostrovitskaya, senior methodologist of the Vaganova Ballet Academy until her death in September of 1979, and leading authority on Vaganova's teaching method, once said, "It is insufficient instruction